Alright, this video I'm talking about healing elbow pain. Somebody sent me a message maybe about a month ago. Sorry it's taking so long for me to get back, but I wanted to make this video to help out the people out there. Also, just to educate the people on how serious this injury is. People might call it tennis elbow or tendonitis, but basically the elbow pain coming from your elbows. I recently have had some elbow pain, and it's pretty serious. I think a lot of it is from overuse, so much training and so much upper body training, and almost a lot of movements are using the elbows, and it affects pretty much a lot of things that you do, especially within the martial arts. It will definitely hinder your performance and really take a big part of the joy out of the training. So it's important, very important, to heal it and not to aggravate it and re-injure it and to make it worse. I don't really suggest the surgeries at all. I recommend to use natural healing methods and just to be very attentive to your body. Give it rest. So it's gonna be hard to rest, because even for me, I love to train, and it's hard to just not do anything. So I'm not saying to just not do anything, but you're gonna have to learn to train around it. If it's very serious and it hurts a lot, then you're mainly just probably gonna have to just stick to lower body training and working on the abs, working on cardio. You could do biking, do some running, do some cardio training with mainly with the legs. Do a lot of kicking, mainly do a lot of flexibility training, working on the legs and the abs and the lower back. But if it's not that serious, if it just hurts a little bit, then you could find a way to give it time to rest while you still work out, and you still can still do a lot of different exercises. More likely you might have to modify some exercises. So what you're gonna have to do is really figure out which exercises and which movements are causing the elbow pain. Okay, for me, what caused the pain a lot was when I was doing chin-ups. When I hold the bar like this, I would feel the pain at that moment, and it'd be pretty intense. If I forced myself to do the reps, then what would happen? The elbow pain would get worse. So I do not recommend to force yourself to do the reps when you start feeling pain. Stop that movement immediately. Another device that causes elbow pain, which I don't use as much anymore, is the power twister. When you push the power twister up this way, that would hurt the elbows a lot, and sometimes even when you do it this way, it'll hurt the elbows. So I would stay away from the power twister. Anything that causes pain in the elbows, I would stay away from. And then another thing that would cause pain for the elbows, when it was really bad for me, even when I would do regular pull-ups, it would cause the elbow pain. So I would recommend that if the pull-ups cause the elbow pain, to stay away from the pull-ups and to work on the rolls. There's a TRX, type of equipment that you could use where you're using your body weight to roll. So pull your body weight this way with the TRX thing, or you could use some dumbbells and pull, just bend over and just pull the weight towards your chest. That didn't cause much of the elbow pain. If it doesn't cause the pain, then that's the way that you could work the back without having to do the pull-ups, if the pull-ups are hurting your back or hurting your elbow. Other things that could cause pain for the elbows is when you're doing curls, bicep curls. So that was causing pain for me as well, especially when I was holding the curl bar like this. That would cause pain. So you would have to stay away from that movement. What I switched it up to is a hammer fist type of curl, and then that didn't really cause the pain, so I would do hammer fist curls instead of the other type of curl. So you guys pay attention to what's happening when you're doing curls. Pay attention to how your elbows feel when you're doing military press. The military press wasn't really causing me any elbow pain, but I just read an article today saying that if you lock your elbows out completely in the military press, that it puts unnecessary weight and pressure onto your elbows. So they don't recommend for you to lock your elbows out completely when you're doing the military press. So keep the elbows slightly bent when you're doing the military press, so then you're not putting so much of the pressure and the weight onto the elbows. Okay. Um, Elbow pains can also be caused by hyperextension of the elbow, meaning when you're punching and you punch and you make your elbow too straight, that could hyperextend and cause elbow pain. So when you punch, make sure that there's a slight bend in your elbow, that you don't have the elbow too straight when you're punching. That will protect your elbows from getting injured. So improper punching could cause elbow pain. Okay, so other things that could help heal the elbow, laying down and doing skull crushers with some weight puts the elbow at a different angle that could strengthen the muscles surrounding the elbow. So the skull crushers is when you lay back and then you bring the weight like this towards you. There's also another one where you could adjust it and do it this way, okay, while you lay back. So you work some dumbbells, or you have some dumbbells in your hands, lay back and start pressing the elbow, pressing the dumbbells up this way. That could strengthen the muscles around the elbows to make it stronger. You could also do it this way while you lay back. You could also work on the tricep extension if you got a Smith machine. Get the rope and start pulling the weight down this way to see how your elbows feel. That could really make it stronger as well. You could have the weight behind your head and bring the weight up this way. This is tricep extension. See how the elbows feel right there. If the elbow is not hurting, then you could use those training methods to strengthen the muscles around the elbow, so then it won't cause the pain. Other things that could cause the elbow pain, which I think might have caused it for me, is when you're doing too many holds on your fingertips. When you're doing too many fingertip push-ups and you're overstressing your fingers. The fingers are leading towards the forearm muscles, and then that interconnects with the elbow. I think that might have caused my elbow pain. I'm not for certain, but you gotta be very careful with those fingertip type of push-ups as well. Those could have possibly caused the elbow pain for me. So just overuse, everything is involved in the elbows. Another thing that will cause the elbow pain potentially is doing heavyweight bench pressing. If you put too much weight on the bench, it could stress the elbows and cause elbow pain as well. And also, I can imagine when you're pressing up the weight and you completely lock out your elbows when you're doing the bench press, that could be bad for the elbows, because then it's going to put a lot of the pressure on the weight onto the elbows. So maybe keep the elbows slightly bent when you're pressing the weight up is something that I might recommend, just like they said when you're pressing upwards for the military press. So if you're doing heavy weight on the bench press and it's causing elbow pain, then you gotta lighten up the weight. Even just bench press the bar and see how it feels, and then slowly start adding more weight to see if the pain will come back when you're adding the weight. But go light on the bench press. Also, go very light on the dumbbell curls. If the curls are causing the elbow pain, then lighten up the weight significantly. You might have to use 10 pounds or 15 pounds to see if there's going to be any pain. If there's no pain, then you're good to go. Same thing with the military press. Pay attention to how your elbows feel. Also, when you're doing push-ups, pay attention to how your elbows feel when you're doing the push-ups. And another thing is locking onto the elbows when you're doing a push-up could potentially maybe put added stress onto the elbows. So maybe don't lock out the elbows completely when you're doing the push-up either. These are all recommendations that I have, but you have to heal it. Another thing that is recommended is icing the elbow and also putting wood lock in the elbow. All right. Very important things to remember is stay away from the activities that are causing pain to the elbow until it heals. If you keep trying to work through the pain, you're gonna re-injure the elbow and it's not gonna heal. It's just not. It needs rest. So either stay off of it completely and just work the abs and lower back and legs, or and cardio, or continue to lift the weights, continue to do the exercises, but lighten up the weights significantly. Pay very close attention to which exercises are causing the pain. Stay away from those exercises completely, or lighten up the weight significantly until the pain is not being felt. Experiment with those different exercises that are specified to strengthen the muscles around the elbow area. Elbow is, having healthy elbows is extremely important in the martial arts. Every time you punch, you're utilizing the elbow. Every time you're doing push-ups, every time you're doing pull-ups, every time you're doing bench press, every time you're doing curls, every time you're doing military press, pretty much all upper body exercises are utilizing the elbows. So if you have injured elbows and you have pain in your elbows, it's going to really set back your training significantly. So it's very important that you heal your elbows and give it rest. That's what I highly recommend, is rest. I also use woodlock. Is a Chinese oil that you could put onto the elbow and massage it in there. That could heal it up as well. Other things that cause pain to the elbow is when I'm working the nunchucks, sometimes you might accidentally hit your elbow, and then that's going to cause pain as well. If you're working the wooden dummy and you accidentally hit the bone of the elbow onto the wooden dummy really hard, that could cause elbow pain as well. So be very attentive, to all these things. And when you're training, protect your elbows, heal it up as quick as you can, and know when to push yourself and when not to. When you're feeling that pain, it's not good to work through that pain. You need to rest it. You need to modify certain exercises in order to heal it as quick as possible.